All right, guys, I kind of promised a friend of mine that next tier list we'd rank his band's albums. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. Which band is it?
Hey guys, thanks for the invite, Corey. So are we finally going to do a Mushroomhead album tier list?
Wait, I thought you two were rivals.
Nah, we squashed that beef a long time ago. Now we're just waiting for Clown and Skinny to work out a deal with bookers to finally make a Slipknot Mushroomhead tour happen.
Closest we've gotten to that has been me and J-Man doing carpool karaoke on the way to shows. Don't judge us.
This YouTube channel makes no sense, but still nobody can deny that Slipknot and Mushroomhead touring together would make new metal history. Glad you two squashed the beef, cause you two are two of the best singers in new metal and are parts of, to me, the two greatest theatrical bands on the planet. I'm game for a Mushroomhead tier list. So are we starting with the self-titled release from 1995?
I think we should. Unlike what we did for Pantera, Mushroomhead's sound and style kind of stayed the same between the 3 self-released albums and the studio albums. But also, that's mostly down to this being a great record. For being made by a band who had no financial backing from a record label to make a new metal masterpiece just a year after Korn created new metal with their first record, and doing it all yourself was an amazing accomplishment. My only, and I mean only, wish with this record as well as the next two was that they were more widely available. I've been looking for a CD copy for years, but outside of Cleveland it doesn't seem like it's too available. And those eBay prices can fuck off. I may love this record, but I'm not paying $600 for a physical copy.
So I could probably hook you guys up with a copy, but I love this record too. There's something nostalgic about your first record with a band, you know?
I get what J-Man is saying, but to me, this record has something that is lost when you just listen to the remakes on Double X. That legendary intro track, Slow Thing, saying that this record takes you into the mind of an LSD user, and ending the record with Snap, which repeats that really gives this album the feeling of having a narrative which is lost on Double X to me. And then we get into the songs Too Much Nothing, Simpleton, and my favorite on the record, Ego Trip. But Mushroomhead also had the balls to discuss a topic on their first record that most bands shy away from when they made Mommy. That is a contender for one of the most disturbing songs ever. The fact it's sung from the abuser and the victim's perspective during the abuse is something that only Korn can beat with Daddy, which is still the darkest song ever. But I think Mushroomhead comes second with Mommy.
Daddy was very clearly a true story, which makes it disturbing. But to me, what makes Mommy disturbing is that even after 29 years, we still have no idea if Mommy was about one of the band members' mothers or a fabricated story for the record, and that messes with me a bit. Also, it's basically listening to a mother do the unspeakable, so not really something I go back to, but the other songs are amazing. 42 is an amazing song. However, I do prefer the Double X version, and that goes for all the songs that got remakes, but because of the exclusives. The impressive independent production, especially for the time, and the fact that it's the first one, so bonus points there. I vote to put self-titled into S tier. We all good with that?
Yeah, I'm good with S tier. My only complaint is that this feels more like a Jeffrey Nothing-focused album as opposed to Jeff and J-Man letting loose together. I think Jay only has one song to himself on here, but that could just be bias because I like J-Man's voice more. Okay, next is Super Buick. I'm not as familiar with this one as I am with self-titled, but I still think for an independent record only a year later that's impressive.
I don't listen to it as much as self-titled, but it does actually solve Corey's complaint about not enough of J-Man screaming and Jeff singing together. Bwomp may be better on Double X, but these filthy hands and the production getting better should put this album into S tier, along with self-titled.
Wow, that was really quick.
Said Jill every time you're in bed together.
Here we fucking go.
What are you, 12?
Are they always like this?
No, not always. They're usually worse.
Worse than what?
Take your fucking
pills.
Let's just move on to M3 before I shove pounds of face paint into my ears so I don't have to hear these two fucking simpletons.
I see what you did there. Well played.
Agreed. M3 might be the best self-released Mushroomhead album. Though they did get Double X versions, which are better this album still has, Before I Die and Solitaire Unraveling. Two of Mushroomhead's best songs. The band took it a little more seriously this time and made a darker record with what is, in my opinion, the best independent production Mushroomhead have ever given a record. So I'm going to put it in S tier. Okay, now onto the studio albums. And of course, finally we get to Double X. We all know where this is going, right?
B tier, right? I mean, it's not even an album. It's a glorified remastered collection.
Joe, if you ever fucking say something that fucking brain fucked again, I will fucking make sure you are never fucking able to fucking fall up fucking stairs again. How the fuck do you even fall upstairs? It makes no fucking sense, you scrotum-faced, child-sniffing, perverted, mutant lizard creature.
Obama, aren't you going to tell J-Man to calm down?
No, because he had the only sane reaction to what Joe just said. One, how the fuck do you fall upstairs instead of down them? And more importantly, Double X is not just a remastered collection. It's the album that brought Mushroomhead attention in the NU metal scene and gave them more exposure. So without this album, we wouldn't have this video or the Mushroomhead that we love today. Every song on here is way better than its original version, and it's the biggest S tier of the list so far. If you disagree, then rethink your entire existence, cause you're clearly not a Mushroomhead fan.
Honestly, that could have gone a lot worse than it did. So next may be the peak of Mushroomhead. 13. I mean, come on, guys. Sun Doesn't Rise immediately puts this in S tier, right? Absolute fucking masterpiece.
Damn right. I first heard Sun Doesn't Rise on the Freddy vs. Jason soundtrack, and it blew my fucking mind. Also, Kill Tomorrow is fucking awesome. And the rest of the album doesn't disappoint either, so I can agree with S tier.
Are you guys just going to put every album into S tier?
No, because next is Save Your Sorrow. We all know where this is going, right?
C
tier.
That's what we like to see. Okay, next at Beautiful Stories for Ugly Children. Honestly, I think this album is underrated. It still suffers from the same issues as Save Your Sorrow, with J-Man being gone, production not being as good as Double X or 13, but the songs on here are still great. Slaughterhouse Road and Inspiration are both great, but we all know that the standout here is the ballad. Do I Know You?
Even though I wasn't in the band when this album was made, I never really got any of the hate for it. The songs are still great, and Waylon does way better than he does on Save Your Sorrow here, so I'm not ashamed to think A tier.
Personally, I think B tier, but I can settle for A tier. Okay, next is The Righteous and the Butterfly. From what I remember, this was Mushroomhead's biggest album back then, and it's easy to see why. This album fucking slaps.
Too many singers, too many singers, too many singers.
Joe, shut up. Having J-Man back along with Jeff and Waylon is a fucking treat. And they all do amazing on every song. QWERTY, Out of My Mind, We Are the Truth, all fucking bangers. And we even get our first taste of Jackie LaPonza on We Are the Truth before she became a full-time member. I was thinking A tier, but now I think fuck it. S tier it is.
Not as good as the others, but I can agree with S tier. Okay, next is Mushroomhead's most recent album, A Wonderful Life. It does suck that Jeff and Waylon aren't in the band anymore, but Steve does great. But let's not pretend like Jackie and J-Man aren't the real stars on this album. J-Man's growls and screams are just iconic at this point. And Jackie's voice is fucking beautiful. But it still sucks that Jeff and Waylon couldn't be there for it. And also that this could be J-Man's last album with Mushroomhead, as he's not coming back for Call the Devil next month.
Call the Devil does look pretty cool from what's been shown so far, but I still think A Wonderful Life was the right album for me to leave on. Better to go out with a great album than a mediocre one. The album was so fucking cool. Jackie and Steve both do amazing in filling in for Jeff and Waylon, and I love the new direction the band took it with Jackie being the main singer for the band now. I think S tier for this one. Maybe I'm a bit biased, though.
That's not bias, that's just recognizing great work. I fucking love this album. Every song is amazing. The Heresy, What a Shame, Seen It All, and Carry On are all amazing. Hell of an album to be J-Man's last, but it does suck that Skinny is the only original member left in the band, but as long as they're still making good music, then I don't see a problem. Thanks for watching, everyone, and be sure to subscribe for more tier lists. President's out!